Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. I am Kristen and I am here with day number 2 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And this is the 9th, I almost said episode, this is the 9th round of them creating sketches for the month. I believe she does them 3 times a year. And this is my second time participating in the 30 Days of Sketches. I did them every day in September, so I'm super excited. The sketches this time a lot of them are created by people in the group, and so that makes it very exciting. And so that is yesterday's sketch, and this is today. So the sketch today is by TRD Sketchy Sunday, which is Traci Reed, and it is sketch number 10. There are 6 3x3 photos, a long title, a bunch of star embellishments, and then this one here is like in a Polaroid frame, and then some journaling down here on the bottom. So I thought about what I wanted to put in here, pictures that I could put in a 3x3 size that would work for me. And I decided to go with some graduation-ish pictures. So that is our sketch. So I decided, since I'm going to do this graduation type layout, that I would use this kit that I bought, that I ordered from Amazon from Reminisce, and it is called The Graduate. I have already used a few things, so I would like to use some more of this. I believe there are at least 2 sketches that I'll be creating this month that I'll probably be using, if not the collection completely, using things from it because they're graduation related. If you watched my video yesterday, I mentioned that I am working on my 2020 chronological, and in 2020 my daughter and my niece both graduated from high school, and my son and my nephew both graduated from 5th grade. So I definitely have lots of things from the graduation. Even though it was not a normal graduation, we had to be creative and do some things differently since it was 2020. So the Reminisce collection, this is what I have left of my stickers, and there are still quite a few. I've just used a few of the bigger ones and one of the borders. So I want to get this used up this month for sure. And there are only so many papers. So this is what I have still. Those are some scraps. What I still have left, and I love them. They are double-sided. They're gorgeous. Lots of stars, which of course will go well with today's sketch. So they have stars and squiggles, lots of gold and black. So I have my scraps here from where I've already used this collection for another layout I did yesterday. And so I want to use these up for sure if I can, for maybe matting or some of the embellishments. And then the other thing that I pulled in, I only have a couple of these, so I got to be really, careful with how many I use. I don't know how I have acquired this many of these graduation caps. They must have come in a packet or something. So yeah, I'd like to use some of these up on the layout because there's only so many people I know that'll graduate. And I have these Paper Studio Stickabilities that I could use, but it's got that silver, so I probably will not. I don't mind mixing gold and silver, but it's quite predominant on the layout, so I probably will avoid this for this layout. These are more like college graduation, but since I have them, I went ahead and pulled them out just in case I need some extra embellishments. And then I thought I'd either use this for my title or just for the extra bits and bobs. And this is Miscellanea. and I still have quite a bit of this. So I thought that because it's the black and the gold, that it would go well with this collection. So, and here are my pictures, and I printed these on, I created it on Project Life app, and so I could make these 4x4s and then 2 of these little 2x2s, and I've just covered that up because it has her university where she was headed, and I didn't want, she is currently still there. So I have 6 pictures that I had printed in 4x4. And that way, I felt like I could trim those down to, if not a 3x3, 3.5x3.5. And then I'm going to do a facing layout, probably not in this video, but it will be shared when I post on Instagram and Facebook. But I'm going to do a facing page that kind of is like a stretch the sketch, and I'll use these 12, no, I have 12 of them, of these little 2x2s, because I want to get this entire experience documented, but obviously I could not put all of these pictures in 4x6. So short story is, since we couldn't do a normal graduation, we went on a scavenger hunt with my sister and I with our daughters, and we took them to see family safely at a distance, or former student or former staff in school from where they had gone to school when they were little, and some friends and some of their teachers, and they took pictures at a social distance with some of them. Some family got a little closer, and they had signs, and then we had a get-together outside in a reasonably social distanced fashion at my cousin's house, so that we could have a little mini graduation, and my sister and I got up and spoke and handed them their diplomas and everything. So it was fantastic. We had a wonderful day, and I will be doing more layouts with this throughout the month, I'm sure, but these are the ones I want to do for this layout. Now that I've given you all that information, I am just full of talking today, and yesterday's video was the same way. Lots of talky. I am very sorry. So I've got my pictures, I've got some stickers and embellishments, I've got some great papers, I have this awesome sketch by Traci Reed, and so let's see how this goes. So the first thing I needed to do was to trim my pictures down so I could determine if I could get them to 3x3 or if they were going to have to stay at 3.5. I knew that there were a couple pictures that were going to be hard to trim down because I don't want to cut people off. I didn't mind about some signs and things, but I didn't want to cut people down. Well, I don't want to cut people down in my pictures or in real life. I ended up cutting them all down to 3x3, except for 2 of them that were a little too wide, and I left 2 of them at 3.5x3.5 so that I could have those in the middle, and that would make my it just a little bit different, and I don't end up with that picture frame like they have in the sketch, which is fine. I could have cut one on my Cricut, I suppose, but I like the way that this ended up. So I'm going through trying to determine what papers I want to use, and I picked that black star paper, which is called Sky's the Limit, and I want to use that for my background. And then I go ahead and use these scraps that I have, and those are going to be what I use for matting my picture. So one side is this zigzaggy with the gold, white, and black, and the other side is that white with the cool circles, and that is from the Adventure Awaits paper. All of it is from The Graduate, which is from the Reminisce. So I trim off the branding strip, and I cut my papers, the white based papers, to 3 and not a full 3 1/4 because I didn't want a big mat, so it's just shy of 3 1/4. And then the bigger mat I did make 3 3/4 because those pictures are 3.5 by 3.5. So I lay them all down, and I get out my, I'm so excited, I get out my Scotch Advanced Tape Runner, and I gave you a thumbs up because I still am really liking this. I mostly use it right now for just when I'm doing these videos, because I've got double-sided tape I'm going to use up in when I'm just working off camera and I'm not wanting to waste your all's time. So I took another piece of paper, and this one is called Reach for the Stars, and I cut a 10 by 7, and then I gutted it so that I would have that paper in the middle to use, and I thought I'd flip it, but when I lay my pictures down to test it out, they completely cover that gap, so I did not worry about putting anything behind there. And I love the way this turned out. So I put them kind of in order of how the girls went on their scavenger hunt. There are things that happen in between some of these, because there was, I think we went to like 14 different places, different family members, schools, things like that. So there was lots of adventure. So plus one of the 3.5 by 3.5s, it was not in the middle of the trip, but it doesn't matter to me. I really just kind of put them in a general order that was going to work, and so that I wasn't going to overlap a picture that cut someone off. So I love these. The girls had a blast. They had no clue. They thought we were just getting together for lunch, and then we started our adventure with clues that they had to figure out where we were going. It was lots of fun. What an adventure. I'd rather do that than sit in a 3-hour graduation, but anyway. So I get out my Reminisce sticker sheet, and I'm determined to use up some of these. First thing I pull off is this gold, white, and black zigzag arrow. Because we were having a scavenger hunt, we were definitely going to be going different places, and I thought the arrows would be good. If I had more space at the top, I'd have probably put 2, but decided just to put 1 there, and later we'll add 1 to the bottom. And then I take this sticker that says Best Day, and I want it at the top, but I don't want it to cover anything. So I cut it in half, and then I mat it on this white star paper, which is the back side of that gray star paper I use for my mat of the pictures. And I cut it down to have a thin border, and then I'm going to put Best on the left side of the arrow and Day on the right side. I have an idea in my head for a title, and so I am definitely thinking. I haven't pulled alphas out, so here's hoping that you have the letters you need, right? So I get out some fun foam from Walmart and put it on the back of the word Best and Day, because I want that to come off of the page. There's not a lot of dimension right now. Actually, there's no dimension right now on the layout, so I just want to get that on there. So I line that up and make sure that it is down there really good. And I like the placement, so then I do the same thing to Best, and I actually get my T-ruler out. And if you all watch any of my videos, you can be impressed right now, because I don't normally measure, and half the time don't even use the guide on my mat back there to determine things. Oh, I'm a hot mess, you all. So I put that foam down there, and I use my Scotch Runner and ink the back. I stick it down to the back, and then I line that up on the top of on the left side of that arrow. There it is, my T-ruler. Oh, I'm so proud. So I get that lined up. And while I'm doing that, I will say in the introduction, I forgot to mention, every day, Dotty About Flair is going to have a prompt for our 30 days of sketches. And if you want to join along with that, as well as the sketches, you are more than welcome. It makes it just a little bit more of a challenge and lots of fun. And the prompt for this layout, or for this sketch, is hearts. Not a problem for me. I definitely have lots of love for these girls and all the people that we went to see, so I will pull out some hearts in a little while. So I pull a couple of these round like speech bubble stickers, and I put those places just kind of around, because the people that we were going to see were definitely saying congrats and dream big and things like that. So I put a couple of those down, and then I'm trying to decide what other ways I want to create these clusters that I want, that are pretty much based on where the sketch is. So I got 3 of the little gold dots off of the Reminisce sticker sheet, and I put those where the collection, where the clusters are going to go. So I decided I want to use these lovely Miss Grossman's graduation caps, since, like I said, I have a bajillion of them and I need to get them used. So they're obviously not going to stand out on my black paper, so I punch holes. And then I punch circles. Oh, I'm so sorry. On this white solid paper, and then I put the hats down on there. And some of the tassels come off of the circle. I'm perfectly okay with that. The tassels are yellow. They're going to stand out. It's the black hat that is going to disappear into that page. So I just tuck them in a few different places around the page, and I love how they end up looking. At first, I started to question if that white circle was so wide and a vast space. But with the way I tuck things, and then after I add some more clustering, it takes up a lot of that white, and I love it. So I did not add anything to this circle that I put in the middle. I think I'm going to go back and put some Nuvo drops maybe in black there, or possibly something in some gold. I am perfectly happy with the way that it is with nothing there, but just in case, I might look into that. So I pull out my Tim Holtz Small Talk, and I find some phrases that I feel like are very fitting. I pulled 3 white ones out that say make a difference, today is full of possibilities, and believe in yourself. And one little one on black that says be brave, and I tuck that in right there at the bottom and put that little diploma right over the corner of it, because that's going to be the part of a cluster down there. And then I add the rest of the journaling down where it actually is on the sketch. Oh, I mean, I kept this sketch in the right direction and everything. That's impressive to me. So I get out this miscellanea thickers, and I pull 3 hearts in black, gold, and white, and 3 stars in black, gold, and white. And I'm going to add those to the clusters with my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, which I love. And I just put 1 of each, like I try and get a black, a gold, and a white in each of the clusters. Some of the stars are black and gold and have some white in them, so I'm good with that. And then I just add them all the way around until my heart is happy with the way they look. And I am loving how this is looking. So then I decide I'm going to find some white alphas and add 1 word in between on top of this arrow, so that my official title is Best Dang Day. And I almost put ever, but there is no E's in anywhere. I may consider using a white Jelly Roll pen and writing it over there, but I haven't decided for sure. So I get a Jelly Roll Midnight pen in gold and write the date at the bottom. And then I think I'm going to show you all some up close. Please, please, please go down to the comments and watch the videos for all the different people that are in this hop. There are tons and tons of people following along different days. So I hope you all will do that as well. And have a great day and happy scrapping.